Welcome back inside the WCBL studios. I'm your content host for the season, Clark Monroe with IKS Media. And today we continue our preseason coverage of all 12 teams across the league as we take a behind-the-scenes look with the coaches and managers from each team. Today we're joined by Ray Brown from the Fort McMurray Giants. Ray, thanks for joining us today.
No, thanks for having me.
So, Ray, but just before we get into last year a little bit and maybe an outlook into this summer, I'd like to introduce you to the viewers a little bit. So, who might not know you quite as well, what does a typical off-season look like for Ray Brown after the WCBL season ends?
Well, for me, because I'm old and retired, I get to go to Las Vegas where it's nice and warm for about 5 months. So life's pretty hard. I go there and I do some baseball camps and I do some umpiring, so I stay pretty busy in baseball.
Oh, I love to hear that. That's the dream right there, Ray. That's the dream. So I read online that your playing career and coaching career is fairly extensive and well-traveled. So can you walk us through a little bit about maybe some of the levels you've played at and coached at?
Well, I was raised in Long Beach, California, so I went to Long Beach Poly High School. Then I went to Long Beach Community College, and I went to Cal State Long Beach. And then in 1971, I signed a contract with the Kansas City Royals. I played 4 years in their minor league organization. In 1975, I came to Edmonton through a friend of mine named Orr Franchuk, who was coaching a team up here in Edmonton called the Edmonton Tigers that played in the old Alberta Major League. We had a tournament in Lac La Biche, and that's where I met the lady who I married, Lynn. Came back in 76 and made Edmonton my home.
So, Ray, are you telling me that you were a Long Beach State dirtbag back in the day?
No. I was never a dirtbag. I was a 49er.
Oh, okay.
Dave Snow bought the dirtbag stuff with him. I played for a guy named John Gonzalez. In fact, in 1970, that was the first year that Long Beach State was a Division I school in 1970. And so then when Dave Snow took over for John Gonzalez, he came up with that dirtbag stuff because that's how they played. Well, we played the same way. We just weren't called dirtbags.
Oh man, that's my favorite team name. So as soon as you said that, I'm like, oh, I know what they're called. But I wasn't sure when that started. So you also coached in the WCBL's predecessor, the WMBL, back in your Edmonton Prospects days. The league philosophy has changed quite a bit since those days. What's some of the best changes or positive changes that you take from the new format of the league?
Well, I don't know what changes have taken place. It seems like it's still the same league to me. We bring in the same players, Canadians and Americans, and we still play a competitive schedule. So I really don't know what changes that they've made, except for the call letters, the Western Canadian League from the old Western Baseball League. So I don't. Yeah, I don't know a lot of these changes that you're referring to.
No, fair enough. And I mean, it's mostly just, I think, the age qualifications that have changed a little bit, but it was largely college kids for the most part anyway. So I know that that's pretty much been the status quo in terms of really getting these college kids a summer spot to play in and then getting them to the next level. And it seems like it's going quite well across the league in terms of just the growth of the league and the strength of the league. So that's generally what I was getting at. But let's get to Ray Brown baseball now. What would you say a prototypical, I should say, Ray Brown coach team looks like? What style or approach do you think you bring to a roster?
Well, I think we play basic baseball. We can play catch, which means we're not going to make very many throwing errors. Our pitchers are going to throw strikes. We play sometimes a lot of small ball. I'm not afraid to squeeze bunt or sacrifice bunt or hit and run. So I guess they call that old school baseball, but old school baseball, in my opinion, still wins. I mean, you got to advance them over, and then try to get the run that might win the game. We try to make sure that our kids understand why they're coming up here to play. They're not coming on a vacation. They're coming to play baseball. They're coming to get a little feel of what professional baseball is, where you're at the field every day working on your skills, trying to make yourself better.
Absolutely. You love to hear it. And yes, old school baseball still wins. I fully agree with you there, Ray. So last year's team, you finished 20-36. It was an identical record to the Brooks Bombers, who did make the playoffs due to a tiebreaker. But what lessons are you taking away from last year that you're going to apply to this year's team in a positive way?
Well, I didn't coach last year, so I'm new. I'm back new again for the Giants this year. But I know this. I don't. I saw them play a couple of times, and I thought they were. There was a little lack of structure sometimes in the games I saw. So we'll be a lot more structured. Where we're going to be a lot more demanding of our players to do the things that it takes to be successful. I don't know how many games we're going to win, but I know that every time we go out there to play, we're going to put our best foot forward. So at the end of the day, if the only negative thing is that we have less runs than the other team, then we've had a pretty good day. So we're going to play hard.
Love that. So, in terms of what you know about the roster, can you tell us a few names that are coming back from last year that you're excited to see on the field? Some returning players.
Well, I'm glad to see Riley Burns coming back. He's a pitcher for us. Again, like a lot of the other players coming back, I don't know who they are, but I know Riley Burns because Riley Burns was there. He would have been a freshman going just going out to college the last year I was there, and he competes. He competes. The rest of the roster, I guess I'll find out when we when we see them.
Love that. A fresh slate. I like that. That's not a bad way to go about it. So Ray, if I told you I just came back from the future and the Fort McMurray Giants won the championship this year, your first initial reaction, if you filled in the blank for me, blank must have went right in order for that to happen. What's that blank for you? What's the X factor?
Well, that we played the best we could play. We had some players who were coachable. Andrew Bradbury did a great job recruiting, and things fell into place. And sometimes when things fall into place, good things happen.
Absolutely. That's the best part about baseball is any team can win on any given day, and it's always makes for a great day at the ballpark. So, Ray, I'll let you get back to it. Appreciate the time today. Best of luck this season. I'm sure we'll be chatting again down the road.
Okay, thank you very much for talking to me. Take care.